It's a funny thing how the will of God intersects with the will of man. And there's a lot of evangelists out there that preach easy believism, like we just gotta make our choice and that's all there is to it. But there's a lot of different nuances to that, and sometimes it's just not as straightforward as us just waking up one day and saying I'm going to follow God, because if we're in bondage, we're not free to, and it's only when God frees us from that bondage that we are free to, go in a different direction. But if any of this is speaking to you, and anyone who really is lacking hope, and they just feel like there's despair and there's no answer, then I would really encourage you to seek God, and diligently, and not just casually either, but to really seek God. And you might be amazed as you persevere in seeking Him that what God can do to free you up, to free you from the bondage that you've been in. Because in one way or another, in some capacity, we're all in bondage. This bondage to sin, and it's going to manifest itself in different ways for different people. But we all have that. That's the common condition. That's the reason why Jesus came, is to break the power of sin, the power of death, and to live the righteous life and offer covenant relationship with us. So as we come into a covenant relationship, as we say yes, that we would inherit His righteousness, and He would cover us. He would cover our sin and accredit to us His righteousness. It's like marrying rich. We talk about gold diggers, that want to marry someone rich. Well, you marry the King of the universe, and you're going to be inheriting that wealth. That His wealth becomes our wealth. His righteousness becomes our righteousness. And that's essentially what God is calling us when He says, come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. I am humble at heart, and I'm meek. So God isn't. He's calling us into covenant relationship, and He's saying that He's not a taskmaster. He's not a tyrant. But He's humble and He's meek, and He wants us to come into covenant relationship with Him. And He says, "Put on my yoke." And a yoke is like a symbol of work, but He says it's compared to what the world is put on us. It's easy, it's light, and His burden is light. And so it speaks of our role and our duties in covenant relationship, but it really is the more excellent type of arrangement compared to the bondage of the world.